Hello everyone. I think all of you already subscribed my channel. So any new video I will upload, the notification will goes to you. And I think you are liking my video. So in this session, I am going to explain you the example of static methods and also how to write a void method. Okay. In the previous session, I already explained you how to define a method, how to define the header or prototype of a method, what should be you write inside the body of the method. So by this example you will be more clear about the definition, header, body of the method, and what is the meaning of static method and what is the use of void method also. In the introduction I already explained you what is the need of writing a method or function. When a large program need to be simplified, we have to take the help of method or function. Okay. Now here you see the calculator program we are going to solve, and this calculator program contains two modules or method or function, that is sum method and subtraction method. Sum method solving when we need to add two number and the result we need to store in the third number, we have to write a sum method. And in the subtraction method, when we want to subtract a number from another number and the result wants to store in the third number, then we have to use the subtraction method. So in the example you will be more clear. You just look at the example. Before going to the example, you just see the function or method grouped into two categories. That is method which do not have return value, that is called as a void method, and method that have a return value. But in this session I am explaining the method do not have the return value. In the example of this method, which is called as a void method, it is a calculator program. Okay. And the calculator program contains two methods, sum method and subtraction method. Here we don't have to create an object. Without object, we have to access or invoke the method. How it will be, you will know from the example. Before writing the program, all of you should know the structures or the steps how to write the program. Okay. So it will help you and it will easy for you to writing the program. I always giving stress on that you should know the steps. Okay. So it will be easier for the student to write the program by the help of these steps. Okay. So first what you should do, you have to define the class. Then you have to give the curly braces. Then you have to define the method. Then again you have to write the curly braces. Then the procedure for the method you have to write and ended with the curly braces again. Okay. So then you have to define the main method, and in the main method again you have to give the curly braces. Then you have to invoke the method or call the method by the help of class, because we are not going to create an object. Then main method need to be closed by the curly braces and the class will be need to be closed by the curly braces. Okay. I have written the program and I am explaining bit by bit each and every line of the program. This is the first procedure. You just look at here. First it is defined the class, then it is defined the sum method, then it is defined the subtraction method. Okay. Then it is defined the main method, and in main method it is invoking the functions. Okay. According to the steps, we have to compare each and every line of the program and what is the meaning of each and every line. I am explaining in a paper. You just look at the paper. Now the same program I am writing again here, and every line bit by bit I am explaining you. In the same time I will compare the steps. So the step which I had given you, So we will compare the steps, and when I am writing the program and if that step is over, I just make a tick, so you will be clear how you follow the step for writing the program. Okay, let's start the program. First I have to write public class calculator, then curly braces. Okay, so come to here, that will be your first part. Define the class and the curly braces is over. The number one steps is over. Okay, now next step is what? Define the method. Okay, so what to define here? Public static void sum. Then int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20, int c is equal to a plus b, then system dot out dot println sum, system dot out dot println, it will be C, and it is finished here. Okay, now comes to here, define the method. So first I have to write the what? The sum method. Okay, and it will be completed. All the procedure I have written, it is completed. Okay, now it is the opening braces, this is the closing braces. The another method I have to write, that public static void sub. Then again int a is equal to 20, b is equal to 10, int c is equal to a minus b, then system dot out dot println result, that will be semicolon, system dot out dot println see the curly braces ended. Okay, it is opening and this is the closing. Now comes to the steps again. So I have to write it here, subtraction method, then procedures, and then it will be completed. Okay, so my second step over. So define the method. How many number of method it is there? That much number of method you have to mention. Here I have a two methods, sum and subtraction. So sum method and subtraction method I finished, and the second step over. Okay. In main method I have to write public static void main, then string args, then curly braces, then we are calling the functions calculator. Calculator dot sum method, then calculator dot sub method, then you have to finish the main function, you have to finish, then the class has to be finished here. Okay, now comes to this part, define the main method. Okay, curly braces, call the method with the help of class, and the curly braces will be ended here. Okay. So, and here the class has to be completed. Okay, so now you have to see those steps. Define the class, curly braces, define the method, curly braces, and write the procedure ended with the curly braces. Define the main method, curly braces, call the method with the help of class, ended with the curly braces, and then finish with the curly braces. Okay, this is the opening curly braces, this is the closing curly braces. This is the opening curly braces, this is the closing curly braces. This is the closing curly braces of the class. That will be here. Now you can see here, now this will be close to here. Okay, I think all of you understood. Again you see here the class name I defined it as a calculator. Okay, the method name is the sum. It is what type of method? It is the void method. What is the meaning of void method? This method does not return anything and the result displayed here. So this method display the result in the method itself. It is not return any value or result to anybody. So that's why it is known as a void. Now again comes to the static part. The method does not need to be invoked by a object. The method invoked by the class. So that's why it is known as a static. Okay. And all of you know what is the meaning of public. Public means access by all. Okay. So inside the method there is two data where constant value we have taken A and B. Then we added these two data. The result is stored in the C and the result sum has to be displayed like this. Okay. Now comes to the subtraction method. Here again the same thing, public static void sub. All of you know what is the meaning of void, does not return any value. Static means called or invoked by the class. Again two data defined here. They subtract and the result stored in the C and the result displayed here. Okay. Now comes to the main part. Okay, in the main part all of you see here that main part invoked the method. How the method is invoked? By the help of class. The class name is calculator. Okay, I think all of you understand this program. Now you have to look how it is executed. The control first comes to the main method. It see the class name with the function name or method name. It is search the method where it is written. Then it goes to the method and in this method it is find the sum. What it has to do? Addition of two numbers showing the result. Now the control again come back to the main method. There again the second method he has to see. The control see the second method. Now again it is search the second method subtractions. Where it will be subtract, see the sub method, comes to the control here, find out the subtractions, showing the result. Then again the control come back to the main method, ended here and the program need to be ended here. In such a way it has to be executed. Okay. So how it will be executed, from the output you will be more clear. Okay. Now look at the program. The control goes to the main method. It is invoke the sum method. Okay, and it is goes to the sum method program. It is find A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. So 10 plus 20 it is 30, and the system out.println it is written sum of two number each. So the output will be the sum of two number each, and the second line it is written C is equal to, so C is equal to 30 it has to be displayed. Again the control goes to the main functions and it will be see the calculator sub method. It is goes back to the sub method and there it is find out A is equal to 30, B is equal to 20. So A minus B, 30 minus 20. The subtraction of the two number is, it will be show you here. The subtraction of two number is C is equal to 10. So this is the output given by the program. This is the output given by the program. Okay, I think you understood the procedures. Now it is the procedure 2. The procedure 2 whole program is written here. I am not going to write it again. Just only the extra thing which is mentioned here that I have to explain. Okay. Now in the previous program you just see the public static void sum and the empty parenthesis. Okay, that empty parenthesis you have written, but here you can see that is it is written int A and int B. Okay, so this int A and int B are known as argument or parameter. So it is coming from where the parent method or the main method gives a value to the A and B, and this A and B value will be used here to calculate the C, A plus B, and the same two line is same as it is the previous one. Okay, then the subtraction method again the same thing, two argument int A and B are used here, and these two arguments taking the value from the main method, and that value will be used here A minus B. Okay, whatever the value given by the main method used here, and the subtraction result has to be displayed here. Okay, now comes to the main function again. Here in the main method, the int num1 and num2 is written. All of you acquainted with this line because already you have executed or written certain type of program in the class 9th. So num1 and num2 value will be input by the user from the keyboard. That's two value will be written here, num1 and num2, and this two value will be go back to the sum method a and b. Now already in the previous video I explained you why we have written a and b instead of writing num1 and num2. You see here it is written num1 and num2. These are the actual argument. These are the actual argument. And here we are written a and b. This is the formal argument, the copy of the num1 and num2. So you can write any name, a or b, x or y, anything you can write it here. It is substitute the value of num1 and num2. Okay, so whatever the value given here, num1 and num2, it is inputted by the user from the keyboard. That value used here. Okay, in the same thing happened in the subtraction case also. In the subtraction, the num1 and num2 value, whatever it is given here, that value has to be used again in the subtraction. Just you look at here. A minus b. Okay, a and b, num1 and num2 value will be substituted here. That value has to be used here to find out the subtraction value. Okay, and that will be result has to be displayed here. Only this argument part I am explaining in the paper. Now how the input screen will be look like? The input screen, due to the main method int num1 and int num2 is written within the parenthesis, the screen will ask you what is the num value. If I am writing here 40 and here I am writing the number 20. Okay, so num1 value it will ask to the user to input. The user input 40 and the num2 value it is user put the 20. So inside the program it will be replaced by the statement. Here it is written sum num1 and num2. What is the value? It will goes 40 and the value will be goes to here 20. Okay, this 40 and 20 will be replaced with the a and b value. So a value will be 40 and b value will be 20. So inside the program 40 added with the 20. So the sum of the two number is c will be given you the 60. Okay, all of you understand? So the num1 and num2 value inputted by the user 40 and 20. This num1 and num2 value carried out by the num1 and num2 and substitute by a and b, and that will be added a plus b and store the result in the c. So the result, the sum of the two number is c will be 60. This is the output. This is the output you will get on the screen. This is the input screen you will get. After input, directly you are getting the result. The number sum of two number is c is equal to 60. Okay. Again the subtraction method, the same input screen num1 and num2 40 and 20 has to be used. Okay, and that will be subtraction, that is num1 and num2 value. Num1 and num2 value 40 20 has to be taken, and here the 40 minus 20 has to be done, and the result or the output screen will be like this. The subtraction of two number is c is equal to 20, that has to be displayed. Okay, so the num1 and num2 value, that will be 40 and 20 will be replaced by a and b, and a minus b, that will be, or whatever it is written, so it will be give you, so 40 minus 20, it will be, the result will be 20. So this is the output screen you will get for whom? The subtraction method. Okay. So just you compare with the procedure 1 and procedure 2, so you will be more clear with the procedure 3. Just go to here, the same thing, same procedure it is written, public static void sum int a and int b, c is equal to a plus b, the sum of two number is this and c, and same the subtraction method int a comma int b, int c is equal to a minus b, the system out dot println subtraction of two number is system dot out dot println c. Okay. Now the main method, in the main method what we are doing, writing the some extra thing all of you see here. We define the scanner class, then enter the first number num1. So int num1 is equal to sc dot next int, all of you knew it. Okay, sc dot next int help you to input an integer value to num1. Same way system out println enter the second number is num2. So sc dot next int again allow you to enter the value to the num2, integer value to the num2, and this two value num1 and num2 value is used here, num1 and num2, and it will be replaced by a and b in the sum method and subtraction method, and the result will be calculated. Okay, so due to the scanner class, how the screen will be look like, you just see here. So due to use of scanner class, the input screen, it will ask you enter the first number num1 is, that will be the cursor will be blink here, so you have to write it here 40. Now enter the second number num2, the cursor will be here, you have to enter the number as a 20. Okay, so this 40 and 20, this is the num1 and num2 value. This will be replaced with the a and b. Okay, and in the sum functions, the a plus b, 40 plus b 20, that will be whatever the sum of output screen will be look like this. The sum of two number each, that will be show you the 60. Okay, now the second one, the subtraction of two number each, that will be display you 20. Okay, so the output will be screen will be look like this, and the output of this will be look like this, and the input screen, that is the enter the first number, it will ask the user to put the value. Enter the second number, the user has to put the value. This two value num1 and num2 will be replaced by a and b used in the procedures, and according to the value, the result has to be displayed. Before ending the session, I want to revise some main point. Discussed that large program simplified by the help of method, and here from the example we have seen the calculator program simplified by two method, that is the sub method and the subtraction method. Next we discussed the functions divided into two categories, with return value and without return value. But in this session we discussed without return value, that is the void method, and it is also a static method because without creating object by the help of class we call the method or invoke the method. And also we discussed three procedures in the different way. Okay, in the procedure 1 without argument, procedure 2 and procedure 3 with argument. Okay, so in the procedure 1, the data where it is coming from, the method is responsible for creating its own data, that is the own data you are seeing here, a and b, that is the constant value, it is taken and used in the method, that is in the sum method, also in the subtraction method. Okay, and in the procedure 2, what we have done, that is the int a and int b, the argument we had taken, and it is the sub method also same, int a and int b had taken, and the main method is responsible for giving num1 and num2 value, that will be carried out by num1 and num2. And you just look at the way of writing the method name, the class name, method name with the argument. Okay, and the subtraction is the same way, num1 and num2. One point I forgot to tell you, just you see here, we have defined the data type, here you have defined the data type, but when we are sending the data, we are no need to write the data type here, integer we are not going to write here. And same thing happened when we are receiving, we are writing the full form int a and int b. In the procedure 3, instead of giving from the main method, we are using the scanner class, and by the scanner class we input two value, and that two value will be taken by num1 and num2, goes to the procedure again, receiving by a and b and used there. So I think all of you understood these three procedures from the output, from the input screen. Okay, that's all for today's session. Thank you.